What is going on, YouTube? It is Primitive here, and today I'm be bringing you the finals of one of the most recent RMC locals. This is going to be between myself on the left playing Imperial, and then on the right we're going to be having Yellow Mother D Reaper. Now this is not the list that I posted on the channel the other day. This is Chris's list that he was testing out. So they're going to go ahead and start off with a Searcher to put them down to 1, and then they're going to go ahead and go with the Pendulum Feat to be able to search out, put me at 2, and I'm just going to take this time to go and play out Davis. I want to make sure I have that 3 memory so I can get going with Stingmon, go to Imperialdramon and whatnot. So they're going to go and use the Mother D Reaper effect to go ahead and put Searcher underneath. Going to swing Pendulum Feat. It's sitting at 4k, so easily going to be able to swing over the Vmon and survive there. Going to go with another Searcher, and then just playing out another Searcher for the full 3 there. They would have been able to reduce it, but it still would have passed turn anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So going to swing with the XV, get the draw. Now I have the Stingmon, so I can go into the Imperialdramon. Going to go ahead and bottom deck the Pendulum Feat here. Since there's 2 Searchers on the board, don't really matter too much about getting rid of it. They can't attack, so I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of it. Now I'm going to hit the Spiral Masquerade. By ruling, Mother D Reaper does count as a Digimon on the board when a Digitama does stay on the board, so that means that they are going to be able to get minus 9k off that Spiral and be able to pop my Imperialdramon, and I'm just going to go ahead and pass turn with a Vmon. Being able to search here, they're going to be able to play out Jerry for the reduced cost because of Mother D Reaper, which is going to put it at just a play cost of 3, and they'll be able to tap Jerry to be able to put a card underneath. A little confusion right here because Chris just accidentally put the Jerry underneath instead of the Searcher, but we got that fixed, no big deal. Just grabbed the card that was next to it on accident. So now going to be able to use the effect to put another one underneath. Now we're going into another Pendulum Feat. Going to show the top 3. Going to be able to grab the Searcher, and then looks like they're also going to grab another Pendulum Feat to be able to just keep cycling that and keep searching. So I'm going to have to get going and start going fast here. So I'm going to go into XVmon. I'm going to swing. Going to hit Wyverns. No big deal. I do go down. I'm just going to go ahead and play XVmon to put my opponent at 1. Make sure I have that XVmon in the back, and once again I am setting up to be able to go for Stingmon and go into Imperialdramon and whatnot, but as of right now, my opponent only has the 5 sources underneath the Mother D Reaper right now, which means that the Gatekeeper is not yet live, so I still have time to be able to go in for game and get these last couple checks before I have to worry about Gatekeeper coming out and potentially just slowing me down and stopping all my aggression. The thing I'm scared of, though, is swinging into Bubbles in security. If I swing into Bubbles, they'll be able to use the effect to put a 6 Searcher underneath, and then if that last check is Gatekeeper, then I could be in trouble here, but they're going to go and play out Bubbles here. They haven't reduced cost of a D Reaper this turn, so they could have just played it for free, so they are going to, and then they're going to play another Searcher for 3, which is going to put me to 3, just get that draw. So I'm going to swing. I don't hit Bubbles, so that is super huge because now I'm going to be able to play out the Stingmon, go to 0, go to Imperialdramon, going to be able to swing, unsuspend. I get to bottom deck something, going to bottom deck the Jerry. Shouldn't matter too much. I don't think there's any card outside of Spiral that's going to be able to stop me right here because I already hit the Wyverns. So I'm just going to go ahead and swing in right there and take game 1. Now, getting on into game 2, the D Reaper player is going to choose to go first because you have a very easy access of putting your opponent at 1 with Searcher while also being able to draw, so it's very strong. Normally me and Chris are all about going second, but in the D Reaper deck, being able to just put your opponent at 1 consistently every time is going to be very powerful, especially because you do get to cycle, so you still get your own draw. Put the Searcher underneath. That allows you to play another Searcher, get the draw, and then we're just going to go out with the Kari, getting that yellow source on the board, and now just pretty much putting themselves in a position to where I'm not going to be able to choke them, which is rough because soon they're going to be able to start playing out D Reapers for fairly cheap. They have 2 underneath and they have 3 memories, so that means they could play something like Jerry right now, for example. They are going to go with the Pendulum Feat, be able to reduce the cost by 2 to just play it for 1, and then hit a Searcher, be able to play that for 1, and then they're going to end turn with the Bubbles. So the Bubbles on play effect is going to be able to just put one of these Searchers underneath, so now we got 3 Searchers there, and I'm just going to start going in. Swing with the XVmon right there. I was at 2, but I should be at 3 with the Davis Ken, so we're going to get that fixed right here. It doesn't really matter too much. I do have the Stingmon, but I was going to be able to Digivolve with 2 memory anyway, and I'm going to do that just because I want to cycle more anyway. So I'm actually going to go up into Chimeramon here. I don't have anything to put underneath, but I do get to give minus 3k to both the Digimon right there, and that's going to be able to at least clear out some of the board so they can't get early checks and just kind of slow them down on what they're going to be able to get rid of off of my board as I go into Dragon mode. Play out the XVmon and the Stingmon here. Now my opponent makes an interesting play this turn because they play out the Searcher, They decide to not use Mother D Reaper's effect to put it underneath and instead play another one using Mother D Reaper's effect to make it cost 0, and then playing the Spiral to give, they can give out -9 in increments of 3, but they can only pop one thing, so they still could have put the Searcher underneath, played the Spiral, and still would have been able to take out the same amount of Digimon on the board. So I'm not sure if they were just confusing the Mother D Reaper ruling with the Spiral or not, but either way, they could have had the extra D Reaper underneath. I'm not sure how much that's going to matter in the long run. I'm going to go ahead and swing here. I don't have jamming or anything, so no draw, but I am going to go ahead and play out Vmon here. I play the Vmon to search out Imperialdramon. This was a weird play for me because I am going to go ahead and HPD to suspend one of my Digimon and then go up into the fighter mode for 0, being able to tap Davisken to unsuspend and then gain a memory from the Vmon. I could have just Digivolved for 2 and not played the Vmon and saved the HPD. I'm not 100% sure what I was thinking there, but I knew that I had a good chance of being able to go for game here, so I'm going to go ahead and swing, unsuspend, and swing, and then I'm going to go ahead and Digivolve into the Raidramon. That gives me a blue champion on the board to go up into the Imperialdramon that I just searched, be able to bottom deck, swing, unsuspend. As long as it's not removal, I'm going to be able to go in for game, and I am just going to take that right there and get this finals. Now, this was not a matchup that I had really tested up to this point at all, so this was kind of my first look at how the matchup was going to go, and Imperial was just a little bit too fast for the deck. D Reaper is a deck that is going to need some time to be able to build up, and Imperial was just not giving that time, and I was able to take our first EX2 legal local. But with that being said, if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe because I'm going to be bringing you even more deckless and locals with this new EX2 metagame and BT9 coming in the next month. So if that's something you're interested, be sure to come by the channel once again. But with that being said, I hope you all have a fantastic day. I will catch you next time. Peace out.